Hello, welcome to the Action Brick, and welcome to a mock presentation on my LEGO Clash of Clans Builder Base Part 1. So, my plan for this series is that I'm going to be making several structures at a time, and eventually I'm going to make an entire village using these structures. So, anyways, today we have the Double Cannon, the Master Builder, the Star Laboratory, the Firecrackers, and finally the Crusher. So, without further ado, let's go take a look at the mock. Alright, so first we have the Master Builder. Now, for his accessories, I used a Thor's hammer as well as a Technic pin for the blueprints that he has for some reason. And for his helmet, I actually just took a pilot's helmet and then just painted it blue. And I actually had to trim some of it off so it would have room for the beard. And for his torso, I just used a dark brown torso and got rid of the printing for the most part, and then just painted it on a belt, and it goes on in the back too. So yeah, that's pretty much the Master Builder. Moving on to structures, we have the Double Cannon. Now, this took me about 5 hours to make, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You just turn 360, and you see some of the details in the back right here. And I've used actually some tan gear pieces to make the illusion that it's being tied together by ropes. So that is how I designed the Double Cannon. Up next we have the Star Laboratory. So if you take a 360 look around here, you can see that there is a ladder that goes right up to the top to where the telescope is. And on the inside right here we have a little table with some wine glasses and stuff. And around here you can see that there is probably a storage compartment. I think that's what it is. And yeah, really simple design, but the walls are actually something to take a look at. You see these walls, are just 4 of these, very similar design to them. And in the inside they're just really connected by a single jumper plate. If you take a look at the wall that pops out, there is just a single 1x1 plate with a clip on it to help it go at an angled position. So what we can do is we can just really pop this back in, and it really does a good job of making sure that there are no gaps in the building. So yeah, I'm pleased with how that turned out, and let's go take a look at the interior. Alright, so now that I've removed some walls, you can see that there is an area for astronomers to look through the telescope. Thirdly, we have the Firecrackers, and yes, this took me a total of 5 minutes to make. Yeah, it's not that impressive. And last but certainly not least, we have the Crusher. Now, this is definitely the hardest structure to build out of all 4 because in order to make this accurate, it would have to go underground. But when you're making these kinds of structures, you don't want anything that goes underground or that requires underground mechanics because it would look awkward to everything else that doesn't. So I had to figure out a system to make it work, and what I did was I thought, instead of having the drill move up and down like it does in the game, why not instead I could just have the stone move up and down? And that is what I did, and I'll show you the mechanism for that in just a second. But I do want to show you that if you put a minifigure down here, it will fit, so you can actually crush things. And yeah, now I die. Alright, so let's take a closer look at how the Crusher actually works. So before I pull this up, I want you to keep an eye on this small shock absorber with soft spring. That's the official name for it. And I'm going to pull this up. Just keep an eye on it. So you're going to see that it reaches that sort of middle point, right? And once it reaches that middle point, you're going to keep pulling it, and then it springs up, and it stays in the air because of the force that this spring is exerting. It's going upward, and so this is going to stay up. But when you when you push this down, basically the opposite happens. You're going to see that it reaches that middle point, and then you're going to keep on pushing it, and then it's going to go boom, and it's going to go really fast down, and you're going to slam into the ground, and it's going to give you a little bit of extra punch. And so that is how the Crusher works. Well, that concludes this mock presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please in the comments down below let me know which one was your favorite. Personally, mine is the Star Laboratory. I mean, as fun as the Crusher is, I just personally think that the Star Laboratory just really steals the show. On another note, if you are new to the channel and you would like to see more Clash of Clans creations, I have a playlist in the description that you can click, and it's got all my Clash of Clans creations so far. Although some of them are like from a few years ago, so the quality might not be as good on those videos. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and stay cool. Now I die. That was not supposed to happen.